Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Right, look at this gorgeous little pattern. It's both sided and it consists of it's a bit like the Cluster and Kisses pattern, but that's slightly different. I was just thinking then. So what we've got here is we do have the clusters here, and then we've got this crisscross stitch which wraps around, but it's alternate. What do you think? It's very easy to do. I did this with a DK yarn, lightweight yarn, number 3, and a 4mm crochet hook. But of course you can use any hook, any crochet hook, and any yarn that you choose. You can make this in a 5 as well. This is I just love the way that it looks. So I'm going to show you how to make this. The pattern is worked up in multiples of 5 plus 3. I normally do the maths for this. So we're looking at a 6-inch square. Bear with me, I'll just get my calculator. So right, so let's have a look. So for a baby blanket, do 117 stitches. That will give you an approximate 28 inch blanket. It's got a bit of spacing, but not too much. And I just love these twists and turns, and the fact, like I said, that it's both sided, so it's really easy to do. So I'll show you a very small sample, and I'll push this on the side. I've got this lovely Butterkissed yellow. You need to go grab your 4mm crochet hook. Where's mine? There it is. You can use a 5, like I said, if you want to use a number 4 yarn. So let's begin the pattern. I'll do a small one, so do a slip knot however you do yours. And what you want to do is chain a multiple of 5. If you want to try a small blanket, a small sample, let's go with, let's have a look, 15 plus 3, so let's do 18 chains. Sorry, just to double check that I did say to you that the pattern's worked in multiples of 5 plus 3, and if you want to do the baby blanket, it's 118. I think I might have said 117. It's 118. So you can choose whatever length you want, but that's for the baby blanket. So let's chain 15. Okay, and then you do your additional 3. And we are going to work straight into the chain. There's no single crochet row with this pattern. So it consists of double crochets, double crochet clusters together, and separate double crochets. And if you don't know how to do that, then I do have a separate video listed for the beginners if you want to go and practice those and then come back. And the other thing, just before I begin, you can slow me down in playback options, and you can put subtitles on. Okay, right, so you never count this one. Find your 6th chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my 6th one. In there you want to go straight in and do your first cluster. So to do that, yarn over, go into the chain, pull up a loop, pull through 2. You've got 2 loops. Yarn over, go into the same space again, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Now you've got 3 loops, and then yarn over, go in again, pull up a loop, pull through 2. That's going to be your 3 double crochet cluster together. So when I say to you do a cluster, that's 3 double crochets. I will show you one more time, and you pull through all 4 loops, chain 1. Okay, then you want to miss 2, 1 and 2. Go to the 3rd one and just do a normal double crochet. So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Now we skip these 2, so not the first skip one, the second skip one. We're sort of backtracking now to do this little twist. So we're just going to go into that chain like so, and go into there and do another double crochet, and you'll end up with this little twist here. As soon as you've done that, it's always chain 1. So miss a stitch and then go to the next one. So you miss 2 when you're doing the crisscross, and you miss 1 before the cluster. So miss that one, go into the next one, and then do a 3 double crochet cluster together. So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and yarn over, go in again, pull up a loop, pull through 2. So you'll have 3, and you'll always have 4. Okay, that's your cluster, and I won't explain the cluster from now on. But as soon as you've done your cluster, chain 1, skip 2, go to your 3rd one and do a double crochet. Then go to the one stitch right before. It's a bit tricky on the actual chain, it will get easier on the next row. And do your crisscross double crochet, then chain 1. Make sure you chain 1. That one here, when we pull through everything and chain 1, that one acts as the spacing that we need for it. But when we do this crisscross, we must chain 1. So miss the next one and go to this one here, the second one, and do a cluster. Pull through all 4 loops, chain 1. Now you'll have 2 chains remaining, and you want to miss 1 and go to the very last one and do a double crochet. And that's row 1. Okay guys, now next row, chain 3 and flip your work. And it's going to be very easy from now on because we are working. If you ever forget what the pattern is, when you see a cluster on the previous row, do your crisscross. So that basically means do your yarn over, miss this space, then go past it and do your double crochet. Then go before it and do your double crochet. And then chain 1. Remember, it's always a chain 1 after the crisscross bit. And then what we're doing is we did the crisscross on top of the cluster, sort of like first one here and then second one here, and it forms this little X. When we get to the X from the previous row, you go into the space that is created. Go straight into there and do your cluster. Yeah? Pull through all 4, chain 1. Then we're back to the cluster on the previous row. So go, don't do anything here. Go past it first and do your double crochet, and then go before it and do your double crochet and chain 1. Here we are at the crisscross double crochet from the previous row. Go straight in there and do your cluster. 3 double crochet cluster. Pull through all 4, chain 1, and you're left with this cluster from the previous row. So what do? We go past it first, do our double crochet, and then we go before it and do our double crochet. Yeah, chain 1, and you're left with this space here. Now if you want to, you can go into the space, but if you want a really nice straight edge, go into the chain 3 at the top. 1, 2 and 3, and do your double crochet on there. Remember to chain your 1 here. That's row 2, and each row is exactly the same. You chain 3 and turn your work. So now we have this first, not that. So what do we do when we see the crisscross? We go straight in and do our cluster. It is a really easy pattern to remember. So do your cluster, pull through the 4, chain 1, then there's the cluster. So go past it, do your double crochet, go before it, do a double crochet and chain 1 into the center here and do your cluster, chain 1, chain 1 after the crisscross stitch, and then right into the middle here and do your cluster, because that's the last bit that we've got. And then we're left with that chain 3. So go into the top of the chain 3 and do your double crochet, and that's all it is. It's both sided, it's really pretty. Chain 3, flip your work again. So I'll show you a couple of more rows. So we have the cluster now, so go past it and do your double crochet, then go before it and do your double crochet, then chain 1. go into the middle of the crisscross from the previous row and do your cluster. Chain 1, cluster, so go past it, do your double crochet, and before it do your double crochet, chain 1, and then cluster into the, so where you see crisscross of the double crochet from the previous row, put your cluster into the middle of that space, and then where you see the cluster from the previous row, go do your double crochet here first, then do that one, and then chain 1 after these two. Okay, so there's my last one here, and before, chain 1, a bit twisted here, but yeah, you need to go into the third chain and do your double crochet, chain 3, flip your work. So we've got this, so we're going to do the cluster first. Chain 1, double crochet here first, chain 1, cluster, chain 1 here, and this is how the pattern will continue. It's a really simple, sweet pattern. Chain 1 there, and then double crochet on top of the chain 3, and this is what you get. Stretch it a little bit, you can see both sided, which is perfect. Okay, so this was a quite simple one to do. It may look a bit tricky, but it's got, like I said, it's both sided, and you've got the texture this side, so you've got some of these clusters facing this way and some of them, so it's like alternate, and then you've got the double crochets, twists this side, and you've got them that side. Okay guys, hope you like this pattern. Please do subscribe, like and share. This one's a really easy one to do, and like I said before, I'm not a big fan of big spacing, and to be honest, I think this tiny little spacing in between is nice. And if you look at it, the light, I can see a bit of light behind there, you get like a really nice shape. Basically they look like clusters with crisscrosses tied all around them. Gorgeous. Right then, take care guys, and please do share this to anyone who you think might like this pattern. It's a really simple one to do. Remember, multiples of 5 plus 3, and for a baby blanket, go for 118. That will give you 28 inches. Anything else you want to make, you can use different hook sizes, different yarns to create this. This is like, you know, make many things out of this pattern. Right then guys, I'll see you very soon. Take care.